So Nathan, it's finished 2-2 here to Whitby Town and Matlock Town, and certainly the wind played a big part in how that game panned out there.
It always does. I think you can't really appreciate the conditions until you're out there, until you get into that centre circle, and there's a strong wind blowing down to the seaside end, and credit to both sets of players. It was a credible game, considering obviously the difficulties they had to go through.
Yeah, just looking at how the game started, it was a really bright start from Whitby, and trying to use the conditions to the advantage and got themselves ahead. Bit of a scrap from after a corner, but so it's one of those goals you take all the way.
Yeah, it was. You've got to put the ball in the mixer, and it was an own goal. I know they were looking for an offside, but obviously our player hasn't touched that. It's gone straight off their lads, so it couldn't have been offside. But the intention was always to, with the wind, to put the pressure on in the box. Did we do it enough? I don't think we did. The times that we did get in there, we obviously looked like we had chances of scoring, but we just didn't do it enough. And I think it took us until the 41st, the 42nd minute to actually hit a real decent shot on target. Keeper's made a mistake, we've capitalised to take us 2-1 up. So we should have been better in the first half, but again, until you're out there, you can't really appreciate how difficult it is.
Then just looking at how Matlock got themselves level for the first time from the penalty spot, and it's just typical as well. That's pretty much their first venture forward in the game as well.
Yeah, I mean it was dubious really. Roy's ball's been put in the mixer to Liam Ryder, obviously their big lad, and Roy's won the header like he has done all game, and there was a hand in there from their side. It fell nicely for them, and Harry's obviously he's just beat Harry to the ball, a penalty. They've dispatched it, but yeah, it was against the run of play. Like I say, it was all us in the first half.
Yeah, and then just looking at the second goal for Whitby just before the break, so a good time to get back in front, and you probably mentioned about capitalise on the error, but credit to the likes of Jacob Hazel, who's got in there and just stayed on the side, being there ready to pick up any rebounds.
Striker's instinct. It's, he's anticipated it, he's followed it through. It was a horrible bounce in front of the keeper, and like I say, he's not held on to it. But yeah, credit to Wales, that's what he does, and it's given us something to hold on to in the second half.
Then into the second half, it was how we expected it to pan out again, with Matlock having a lot of the ball down that end of the pitch. It was mostly corners that were causing us problems, and eventually it was one that paid off. But up to that point, we did manage to do them pretty well considering the circumstances.
Yeah, listen, I'm proud of how we played in the second half, because we were better in the second half than we were the first from an attacking perspective. Matlock are a really big physical team, experienced. They've played to their strengths, and rightly so. They've loaded the box on many occasions, and Shane's done really well. It's like I say, it's just a shame the equalised in the 83rd minute.
Yeah, and then towards the end of the game as well, as much as obviously Matlock were trying to push the win themselves, they left a few gaps in behind, which meant that either side could potentially take in 3 points.
Yeah, well, listen, they're going for the title, and they want to win games. They don't want to drop points, and that opened up for us. The introduction of Nathan Dye, fresh legs, it was good to see. He was stretching them, and listen, we could have won the game. I don't think there's any doubt about that. We great chance at the end. I've got to give their keeper credit to being alert to that, to get to it. And listen, it could have gone the other way, but unfortunately it didn't on the day.
And just looking ahead now, back in action again next Saturday, trips to Stalybridge Celtic, and hopefully they will be able to let the football do the talking rather than the windy conditions down there.
Fingers crossed. It's obviously we're coming into spring now. I don't think it'll be as windy in Manchester as what it's in Whitby. It never is. But ultimately, it's another opportunity for us. We're really happy with that performance today. We've said to the lads we'll leave nothing out there. They've gone and done that. Unfortunately, it was a draw. We didn't get the 3 points, but me and Lee can't ask for any more than that from them.
Thank you very much, Nathan.
Cheers.